Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing, running, and adventure.
Since 2017, we have released weekly episodes for the seasoned pros,
weekend warriors, and everything in between.
We discuss the industry news, travel for live coverage,
and interview athletes and key voices in the athletic community.
We cover it all, from fundraising events, personal triumphs,
to world records, FKTs, and world championships.
Standing on the corner.
Now let's get started with your hosts.
Lost all my clothes.
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter.
And Caitlin, how was your weekend?
It was good. We went to Olive Garden.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's not what I wrote down. But yeah, we went to Borderland too. And it was some hot weather this weekend.
Yeah, we hit the 80s for the first time all summer. It felt like spring, actually.
It felt like summer.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to leave the house. And in fact, I barely left the house.
Did you even leave the perimeter?
No. There's a lot of days like that when I don't have to work. Don't feel like leaving the house when I don't have to sometimes.
It is wild to me. I itch to get out.
Yeah, it depends. Shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear, use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase, and Caterpie, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase.
Perfect. It's not the first episode of the month, so we're only going to thank the $5+ patron supporters for today.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Brent George, Logan Nagel, Seth Runderknecht, Steve Bacon, Robert Landman, and Jules Estes.
Yes, thank you guys so much for the support. We greatly appreciate it. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Billy Hicks,
the Podfather. Check it out over at theocrreport.com. We're planning some fun social media things to do when we're out in England. Likely won't have time to do any of them like last year, but planning them is still fun. Shout out to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizzalara, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory Jr.
Perfect. No poll results. I don't think we have a meme of the week.
I feel like there was a week where we both had a meme, but...
No, I think I would have moved it over to this new folder. The folder's kind of empty. It's been a busy, crazy work week. Badass of the week, though. Looks like this is a link in here. I don't know if...
I think I did that for last week.
Oh, I didn't know that's where you hit it. Okay.
Oh, it's not a person. It's an organization. It's called Official Matio, Matio. And do you want to read what their description is?
Yeah, it says, Kids Kicking Cancer, Managing Stress and Pain of Pediatric Illness Through Martial Arts-Based Therapy. Huh.
Isn't that so cool? But
Oh, that's pretty cool.
These kids probably wouldn't get to do these things elsewhere.
Nice, I do like that. Well, good on those people for putting it together, so it gives them something to kind of distract themselves with. Damn. They're blowing up shit? What is that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Quick news. We're going to start off with some news from Esther Hortobagiova. I said it, so Caitlin doesn't have to.
Esther posted that she has hit her 100th podium. Well, that's when they give her all these stats. 108 elite races, 100 elite podiums, and that is 93% of her races on a podium.
Yeah, that's really impressive. She's one of the best out there, so congratulations to her.
How old is she? She doesn't look that old. Doesn't she look pretty young?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Next up, Level 99 posted that there is now a premium pass. It says that you get expedited check-in, a limited edition Velo Band, 10% off merchandise, and an exclusive collectible pin. I'm a massive fan of Level 99. I don't know if this is worth it, except I kind of like the pink Velo Band. That's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
But expedited check-in's never really been an issue. 10% off merchandise.
We've never bought merchandise.
No, we get free shirts and all sorts of stuff from them because we play so much. So get an exclusive pin, but I'm not really into pins. But
you don't want to put another nerdy pin on your hat?
Oh, we put it that way. I have two. I have one for the podcast. One of Articuno, because I'm Team Mystic all the way. And I think it's just those two, right?
Yeah, that's so nerdy. And the hat that you wear that I hate.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
I don't think I will, because you've had that hat for how long?
I haven't been wearing it lately.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. And I think you found this. This is kind of like a news story, I guess.
Yeah, 24-month aged cheese becomes the most unexpected marathon medal in Italy. And it says Parma Marathon 2026. And Will Hicks made the dad joke. It should be Paramarathon.
Per marathon. Yeah. Very, very cool.
We love a pun.
We do. All right, we have a couple podiums coming up.
How old are you?
We can agree that Apple has objectively made the Photos app worse, right?
Oh, they've made so many things worse.
But more specifically for this real bad. Spartan Super Sunday. Jesus, that's a weird way to post it. Fayetteville Spartan Super 10K for the elites. This comes to us from Obstacle Racing Media.
In third place, Luisa Bartelides. In second place, Jessica Shepard. And in first place, Emmy Cross. And for the men, in third place, Mike Strobel. In second place, Grayson West. And in first place, Kevin Thompson.
We might have talked about this last week, but I don't know. I know we talked about like the series ending, but that was the final race in the series. And now we have what I believe to be second race in the series for the West. I could be wrong. Big Bear.
In third place for the men, Ethan Brown. In second place, Giovanni Mendoza. And in first place, Tyler Veerman.
And for the ladies.
In third place, Rebecca Sierra. In second place, Rachel Munoz. And in first place, Casey Calloway.
Yeah, congratulations to them. There's 5 secret links down below, although I haven't linked them yet. I have to work on that. Let's get to what this episode is all about, though. So since there's a lot of traveling for us coming up soon, we decided on not going to cover Newbsanity's Mud Gauntlet like we initially wanted to, but we reached out to the women's winner to talk all about it. So Jessica Carson is on the newer side to the sport, but she's been off to an incredible start with winning Poconos, doing well at Spartan, New Jersey, and more recently winning Mud Gauntlet. It's not often that someone outside of Newbsanity Circle wins it and does so well, so we talked to her about how her race went, how she found the sport, being a mama too, and much, much more. So let's get to the interview with Jessica. We'll get started with your name and where you're from.
So Jessica Carson, and I am from New York, like the Binghamton area.
Okay.
I grew up, so Owego, New York is where I went to high school, and I'm military now. So now I'm from everywhere.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I grew up in New York, and yeah.
Awesome. So we've mentioned you on the show a few times in quick news, talking about like podiums, this and that. I believe like Palmerton in New Jersey. But we've never had you on the show before. So tell us a little bit about your fitness background and how you found obstacle course racing.
So fitness background, I've been an athlete pretty much my whole life. You know, I did sports as a kid, and in terms of like running, I did track in middle school. Hated it because they had me in sprints and hurdles and high jump. I'm 4'11". It was horrible, so I quit. And my sister continued with track, and I did other stuff. Like I did the cross and just kind of like ventured on my own, and they kept trying to like get me to do it with them. And my high school coach, so I didn't end up joining track until my senior year of high school. He finally like wore me down. And I was very successful. So my sister and I were identical twins. I don't know if you know that, or if anybody knows that I have an identical twin, but
that's cool.
And so, yeah, so she was doing it. And then our senior year, my college coach came in to like recruit us. It was Vestal. It was one of those big, it was the end of the year meet, like the big end of the year meet. I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called. But he came there and he recruited us, and at the time, I didn't want to go for the major that I went for. But anyway, long story short on that, we both ended up going to Mansfield University, and that's kind of where like my athletics really flourished. I was a distance runner, so I did the 10K, the 5K, and the 3K primarily.
Okay.
And I also did cross country. So we did cross country and track. And I was able to become a 2-time All-American in cross country during my time there, and then a 2-time All-American in track. And then, so yeah, I mean, I loved it. I loved running. I still love running, obviously. Like it's like a big part of who I am. And then after college, like, you know, years passed, I went to grad school, things kind of dwindled. I did nothing, not nothing. I still did stuff, but like very much nothing in comparison to what I had been doing. And then I had my daughter, and that kind of like for a really long time put a stand. So I pretty much just walked and like, you know, run here and there. And it was it took about a year and a half after having her that I picked up running again. And the kind of like fell right back into it. I've always been able to kind of fall back into it. And then in 2024, my alumni, my undergrad alumni was like, hey, we want to induct you into our athletic hall of fame. So I was like, that's amazing. Like, okay. So we went to that. And then that was kind of like, I was like, I really miss competing. Like, I really miss like that part of like who I am. So I got on Facebook. I started scrolling like for events near me. At the time we were living up, my husband was at West Point, so he's military. So we were up there, and that's how I found Obstacle Wonderland. It was his 2024, the Hollow Weird event.
Okay.
And I was always like, oh, I don't want to like, I don't know if I can do this stuff. I don't know if I want to like put myself out there and do it. But I was like, screw it. Like, I'm going to do it. It's just for fun. Like, and I loved it. I was like, this is what I want to do. And of course, like I had been starting to work out harder and stuff at that point, like, so yeah, I had my son in between there before this race. And then, so I found Obstacle Wonderland and kind of fell in love. And Gabe was the one that kind of gave me the push, was like, you really could do something if you do these Spartan races. I was like, oh, I don't know. I've never done them. Like, so my first one ever, I did an open heat with my husband because I was like, I need to get a feel for this first. And it was at Bethel. So it was muddy and horrible and raining. And I loved it. I was like, this is awesome. So I was like, all right, I'll sign up for the elite heat. So Palmerton was my first elite race ever. And I ended up winning it. So that was like a good push. Like, okay, I can do this. This is fun.
And Palmerton's like one of the more difficult supers in the world too. So
yeah. But you know what? And I'll say this, I say this to everybody. I love hills. I love mountains. Like if I had to pick a mountain or a flat course, a mountain any day, because it kind of like gives you, you kind of push, you get a minute to come down. Like it's not like an all out flat course sprint type of thing. So yeah, that's kind of how I fell into it. I mean, I owe a lot to Gabe at Obstacle Wonderland for sure. I mean, he's done a lot for me in terms of the obstacle course racing. So
yeah,
that's how I'm here.
A lot to unpack there. I've met thousands and thousands of people doing the sport for a decade plus. Gabe's one of the nicest people out there. He's so sweet, what he does for the community and everything like that. That being said, I haven't had the chance to go out to Halloween yet. Halloween's my favorite time of the year. It's very competitive, like what I do with my weekends. I need to make it out sometime. How was that event? It looks awesome.
It was so much fun. I mean, they have such a good time there. Gabe is amazing. Like, as you know, he is amazing. So he's dressed up. Everybody dresses up and they're in a costume or whatever. And you kind of go and it's for you, so it's competitive, like if you want it to be, or it's go out there, have fun, try the obstacles as many times as you want. And if you can't complete it, move on or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. And I like it because his biggest thing is like, I want every type of athlete to be able to come. So it makes you feel very comfortable and welcome. It's awesome. It's a really good time. He's doing that Rise of the Obstacles at the end of this month. So if you can get there, yeah.
so my plan isn't to race it, but I plan to go there and do like interviews and stuff like that. So maybe I'll see you there. But I will be there. The last time I had the chance to go out was their Boogie Wonderland. And I think they had like a 5-hour race. And I did like the first 2.5 hours. I stopped and I did interviews and I did like another 2.5 hours. And I had so much fun because the sport has changed a lot over the years. I've been in it for a long time, but he has like captured like what the local feel of OCR should be. And we'll get into it in a little bit, but like Newbsanity also really has a good feel there too. But I also wanted to go back and talk about you being inducted into the Mansfield Alumni Athletic Hall of Fame, because I was like you and 3 others. How did it feel to be honored in that way, like years later?
Years later, it actually kind of felt kind of weird, to be honest, because I had gotten so far away from that. I'm like, that was like a past life, like, I mean, I've always been athletic. I've always kept up with stuff, but it did feel kind of weird in a sense, because I was like, man, that feels like a whole lifetime ago. Because I had been like 10 years since I graduated at that point, but it also felt really, really cool because I put in a lot of time and work, and just like any athlete out there, you put your heart and soul into something. And when you set goals, and it's kind of nice when things come to fruition and then like you get recognized for all of that hard work. So it was really amazing. It was an awesome event that they put on. It was during their homecoming weekend. So I got to go to like the football game and some other stuff too. So it was really fun. And my whole family came. I got my daughter and my son, so they were able to see that. So that was kind of cool.
That's great. Yeah, I wasn't I did track for a little bit in high school, was not good at it. Didn't really do any sports in college. Was too busy like working and doing this and that. But it seems for most college athletes, it's a lot of them just kind of go off a cliff after college because like there's no, unless it's like the Olympics or like you're the top of the top of like,
Right.
there's really nothing to like perpetuate that. So is that one of the reasons why you kind of just fell off running after college? What was that like?
Well, there was a few reasons. I actually ended my college career on an injury. I ended up fracturing the cuboid bone in my foot. So my last track season, I ended up having to redshirt. And I always say it was kind of not a blessing, but it was in a way a blessing in disguise because I did need to shift my identity. Grad school was very time consuming. I went to school, I'm an RD, which of course right now I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't work. It's a registered dietitian. But I did an internship and a grad program combined. So it was like I had very little free time. So it really helped transition from like hard training all the time to like basically nothing, fit it in once on the weekend type of thing or where I could. So it was a weird transition too, because it was like I said, it was so much of my identity. And then after grad school, I dealt with, a little personal info, some fertility issues and stuff. So I kind of stayed back from doing too much intensity. I just did easy runs or I walked my dog a lot. Kind of in order to, because I was like, I don't know, everybody's like, don't do too much. So I listened to that, which was fine. I ended up pregnant with my daughter. And then after that was like, okay, I need to get back into something. So I started running again, like I said, like a year and a half after her, and things kind of rolled from there. And then my son, I got pregnant with in 2022. So it was like, I had a few years there where I was back to my old me and then was pregnant with him. But with him, I didn't hold back as much. I did a lot more during my pregnancy. I ellipticaled, I lifted, and was kind of able to keep my fitness more. But then after him, I got back into it sooner as well. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously like grad school, as you mentioned, like super busy time, but also like being a mom of 2 kids, also a very busy time, in scheduling this interview, you had like very small windows. What is it like, training, and obviously it's not like to the point of like college track, but like still training to be an athlete while having 2 kids? What is that balance like?
So for me, it's very different than what people who are working are going to be. So I just want to put that out there. But you workers out there, honestly, are the real MVPs, because that I do have more time, I would say, because I don't have an obligation to be somewhere. So it's a little bit easier now that they're older, it's a lot easier because, my daughter's 8, she's very independent. So it's not like, but my son is 3. So there's a lot of times I'll be in the middle of a workout and like, I have to stop and help him, which whatever, no big deal. I'm so used to it now at this point. When they were like babies though, that was a lot harder because I nursed. So I would like put them down for a nap and like 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God, I just broke a sweat, and they're awake crying. I'd have to stop. And I mean, there was times I'd stop for like 20 plus minutes. And at that point, people are like, just I'll call it a day. But like me being me, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish it. And I was always glad that I did. But now I have a really good routine going. My daughter goes to school at like 8 a.m. I don't start my workout until after she's gone. So then it's just me and my son. And my son is like the chillest kid. He's awesome. So he will literally, because if I'm doing treadmill work, he'll either be on the elliptical next to me or like he'll go play and like do his thing for my time. If I'm doing a lift, he'll come downstairs with me and just play with me, lift with me. Like, so it's really a good balance right now.
Yeah. I think of a couple, legends in the sport. One more like hybrid, but I think of like Lauren Weeks. I don't know if you follow her with like her training for High Rocks and everything.
No,
but she's
I don't.
She's like at the top of the women's field. It's like her, 2 other people, and then like a bit of a gap. No offense to the other women, but she's amazing. And like watching her workout videos with her daughter, it's the most adorable thing, because like she's pushing a sled and she has something like small set up for her daughter, and her daughter wants to be involved in everything that mom does. And I think that's super cool. And then Rose Wetzel, one of the like OG Spartan racers, I think it was like the Spartan World Championships, and I think she had come down the mountain like breastfed and then continued and like either won or placed in the race. Like amazing. So like that's a whole other gear that like I can't even I can't even imagine.
Yeah, moms are the rock stars.
100%, 100%. And stay-at-home mom is like a job in itself. So no shade there whatsoever. I also saw that your daughter also runs and is showing some interest in OCR. So how cool is that?
It's amazing. So if you know my daughter, it's been a struggle to get her to find some kind of drive when it comes to athletics. And I've never pushed her because I want her to find it like on her own. So it's been a really slow rolling thing. But this year, like, I mean, she sees me, she sees what I'm doing. And I think she's like, this is really cool. So she'll do workouts with me. She actually did a really good leg burner with me once. And I was like, dang. Like, I was impressed. But now, so this was her first year she signed up for track. And I think we're finally finding something she likes and will push herself. So it's been really cool to watch her finally flourish in something. And then with the OCR, I had her do the kids race at Obstacle Wonderland. So that's kind of what introduced her to it as well. And ever since that race, she loved it. She thought it was so fun. She goes, Mom, when am I racing again? Mom, when am I going to race again? And I mean, it's been every time she races, she wants to know when's the next one I can do. So that to me, it's like, it's amazing for me to see because like she wanted it on her own while watching me do it. And it wasn't me being like, okay, this is what I like. You need to like it too. So, which I think sometimes parents can do. And I think you want to like push your kids. Yes. But my daughter's very sensitive and like, you have to like find that fine line. So I kind of was like, all right, I'm not going to push her too hard because she'll push back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can't highlight how important that is. I am not a parent. Both me and my wife work with children all day. So it's kind of kick the can down the road a little bit. But it's so important to like model, just do what you do. And if they show interest, then, gently guide them because there's no, don't want to force them to do anything. Like my two big passions are like obstacle course racing and video games. And like people ask me like, oh, will you be disappointed if the kid shows no interest in either of those? And it's like, no, not really. Like, they're going to be interested in something. And you know what? I'm going to be interested in whatever they're interested in. But that was
kind of like a statement people used to say to me when my daughter was 2, because of course, when they're 2, they want to do anything that you're doing. So we would always, my parents have a camper on a lake and it's like almost a mile loop. So she would want to jog it with me. And they're like, oh, she's going to be just like Mom. And I'm like, but I don't want her to be just like me if she doesn't want to be. It was always kind of like, I felt weird when people would say that. I'm like, if she turns out to want to do that, like, great. But if not, because they're like, well, what are you going to do if she's like into instruments? I'm like, I love music.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love music? Like, whatever she wants to do.
I love that. But did I also see that you're like a track coach too? So you're staying involved in that process too?
So right now I'm not the head coach. I actually have my shirt on right now. I did not plan that. I'm an assistant coach for her track team right now. So I'm not like the one that plans what they're going to do, but I help execute everything. And that's been really fun. Like this age group, we have 5 through 8-year-olds right now. So the 5-year-olds are adorable.
Yeah.
It's so cute watching them try and race. But it's been so much fun. Like my husband always is like, you should see your face when you're out there. It's like, you're like pure joy. I was like, how could this not bring you pure joy? Like, look at these kids. I mean, It's awesome. And they've actually done, I think that was 4 meets. They have their championship meet next week. And every week, I mean, you're looking at their times, they're getting faster. And, maybe it's just getting more comfortable with what they're doing, but it's been really fun.
I imagine pacing has to be the most difficult aspect of it because any person that's run with a child knows that they sprint and then they die and then they hate it. It's like, no, just go like pace yourself.
Yeah.
But there's no concept of that for kids. So how has that been?
None. So they do the 800 meter, then they do the 50, then they do the 200. The 800 meter, we have like a couple of kids, boy and girls, that they've kind of really figured it out. My daughter's kind of like the middle of the pack with that one because, like I said, I don't think she knows how to push past that comfort zone. So she'll like kind of push and then jog and then kind of, and I'm always like, come on, like I know, so it has been, and there's a few of them that just kind of walk the straight, run the the curve kind of thing. So it's been really interesting to see all the different levels at this age, because you can kind of tell like, okay, this is a kid that when they get older, I think they could be really good at something like this. Or you see a kid that's like, okay, this is just kind of like I'm going to do it and just have fun with it and not care kind of thing. And I think my daughter sits in the middle of the road. She does really well on the 50 and the 200 meter, which is fine. Maybe she'll be a sprinter if that's what she decides. I'm distance. So I'm always like, let's see what you got. But, so yeah.
So I work with like 2 to 5 year old autistic kids. My wife works with like 3rd grade special ed. Talk about like the importance of getting kids like they don't have to love certain sports, but like getting them active at like a young age. It's
important for anyone, and especially at the age, because if you have a child that's not active and is just sitting up, one, that's not great for their health, but it really helps build their self-confidence, I think. And a lot of times, and I will speak to my daughter on this, she's like the perfect example of so many things, because she, for a really long time, kind of lacked that. She's very shy. And so along with other kids who are very shy, getting them in team activities, I think really helps them kind of branch out. And it helped her tremendously. She takes a minute. We're already almost done with the season, and she's finally like, Mom, I made friends. I'm like, yeah, it's, you could have been friends with them this whole time, but she's just not an outgoing kid. But it's really nice to see for kids that are active and in activities, because you make friendships, you get them out there. They're not just sitting in front of a TV or, just doing nothing essentially. So I think it's great for them for social skills, for just self-confidence skills, to be like, wow, I can do more than what I thought kind of thing. So, yeah.
Love that. And then one of the events that I believe both of you went to together, the New England OCR Expo.
Yes.
How was your experience at that event?
So I didn't do the race. I just went to kind of, I took her because Gabe had the kids course and stuff, and she did the kids course. I don't even know how many times through, because she loves it. She loves that stuff. And it was a lot of fun, actually. There was a handful of Obstacle Wonderlanders that went with their kids. I guess this year, Gabe said there wasn't as many kids as last year. So that was a little bit disappointing for everybody, because, of course, he brought up the kids course. But it was a lot of fun. And it was, for me anyway, to see all the different kind of athletes there. It's really inspiring. I have to say, the age ranges of the people that do OCR is like, I love it, because I'm all about longevity. I did not have people in my family as an example of adults that like participate in sports. So I'm like, to see it for me is just like amazing. I'm like, man, I want to be like you when I get older. Like,
right.
Like there's Star. I don't know if you know who Star is from Obstacle Wonderland. She does a bunch. I think you would know.
What's her last name?
Oh gosh, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's
I'd probably know her if I saw her then.
You probably would, but she's in her 70s, and I'll tell you what, she is goals. She's so healthy and she's so strong, and like you would never know she was in her 70s. Like, she's doing fantastic, and I'm like, that's what I strive for. So yeah, seeing all those people there at the OCR, the New England Expo, was just amazing.
Good. Glad to hear that. That was a little bit of a biased question. I'm on the board for that event, so I'm glad to hear that you had a good time there.
Yeah.
And then it also looked like you took on the recent Spartan in New Jersey. How was that race? I heard it was a little muddy, as it tends to be there.
You know what, though? Sunday was beautiful, so I cannot complain, because Saturday was apparently horrible for people. So it was like a slip and slide out there. It was like anytime you tried to get running, it was like your feet were going whatever direction, especially when it was a hill or whatever. So, but I love that stuff. So I'm like, it doesn't, getting muddy does not bother me. And if you're doing OCR, it probably doesn't bother you. So, but yeah, that was actually a really fun one. I felt really good that day. I went into it. I've been using a coach. I hired a coach. He's phenomenal. But going into the race, I felt really ready. So I took off a lot of the winter months. I did very low intensity. I was rehabbing my knee like all winter. So I was kind of lacking some confidence. I was like, I don't know. I feel really slow. So that's kind of why I hired somebody. And that day, it just kind of like everything came together and I felt really good. So, yeah.
It's amazing when like you get to the event and everything just kind of clicks.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish I had that the last time I was at New Jersey. Things did not go my way. But there's highs and lows in the events too. And one of the changes in the sport, especially more recently too, is like the officiating and stuff of the event. I think it was, did you do Killington? There was a race that you did that I think you were directed the wrong way in course. And that's like
it was Killington.
Unacceptable. Yeah. So how was that experience?
It was kind of not awful because I learned a few things, and it kind of like made me be like, okay, I have to just push through when things don't go my way. But it was very disheartening. I was actually very disappointed in that because it was me and it was another male racer with me. His name was Ryan. I can't think of his last name, but and for the life of me, I cannot think of where the split, like how we got directed the wrong way, because so in the Beast course, you did not have to do the plate drag with the sandbag in it, but the Ultra course you did, and we ended up over there. And I can't blame volunteers. They're volunteers. They're not experts in like, okay, this person shouldn't be here. I need to send them, whatever. It's not their fault. However we got misdirected, I don't know what happened there. I'm not blaming anybody. But we ended up, so we did that. And then we ended up doing there was a loop that you had to carry the sandbag and you had to memorize like a code or whatever.
Yep.
So that's what, and then we came out and we got going again and we went up. It was where the 11-mile goes up the hill, like a really steep incline. And that's where we were like, he stopped because he was a little bit ahead of me. He stopped and waited. And he's like, I don't think this is right. I did not have a watch at the time. I got away from those and I was like, I'm not going to, I have one now. But he was like, we're at mile 6 and this says mile 11. I literally said to him, I go, this has to be a Spartan joke. You know how they're like Spartan miles?
Yep.
But him and I both were like, but where could we have like gone the wrong way? Like nobody said anything. We were guided. So we were like, let's just keep going until we find somebody. We found a volunteer and they're like, oh no, you're the first ones through here. And him and I looked at each other and we're like, no, it's wrong. Like we know there's a group of guys. So we went to the next spot where there was another guy in a water station. And where we ended up there was a road. He pulled up the map on his phone, the volunteer did, and he showed us where we were and what we missed. So thankfully, at that point, there was a road to get us back onto that part of the course that we completely cut off, because otherwise it would have just been total disqualification. We wouldn't have had a time. We would have missed all those obstacles. And him and I were like, well, we're not going down the hill. Like, there's no option for that. So we went, we did it. And I will say my mental at that point was like done, because I was like, at that point, I had been leading. I was ahead by quite a bit. And at that point, I was like, I'm not podiuming. My knee my knee was already messed up. I was like, I'm running the down or whatever. I'm walking. And I kind of I didn't give up in a sense, but I didn't push it because, I was like, I'm just going to finish this race. I had not trained for that distance because of my knee. So I kind of went there hoping for the best and, didn't work out, but it is what it is. I am signed up for this year, so I plan to go back.
There you go.
And we'll see what happens.
You said that you won't blame anyone. I will. And it's not the volunteers. It's the people that are instructing the volunteers. It's very simple. I think you said this in the post too. The ultras very specifically have the penny on. And so it's very clear, this is an ultra, this is not an ultra. Like they have to do a better job guiding people. And I volunteered for a whole bunch of local events and we were given a paper and very explicit instructions, like this is how to do obstacles and just every foreseeable mistake. Because, there's always the excuse like, oh, this is a new sport. It's been over a decade now. There's certain things that we can dial in a little bit better. So very bummed out that was your Killington experience, because Killington's supposed to rock your world, but not in an unfair way,
Right. Yeah.
And then you had also mentioned your win at Palmerton too, which was a grueling course. I only just took that on a few years ago for the first time. You said that you liked that course, though?
I did. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I'm signed up for that one this year too, but that one I know is part of the series. So there's going to be amazing athletes there. So I'm not going in with any expectation of me winning it. I think it's going to be a hard race, which I'm looking forward to, because I really like having people push you. Yeah. I mean, that's the point, right? So it'll be really exciting, and I'm very nervous for what could happen.
That's fair. It is interesting because this is the first year. I don't know how much like OCR history, but this is the first year where they've split it into like 3 different quadrants or tridents of the country, where it's like the South Series, the West Series, and the Northeast Series. But you'll still have like Miranda Kilpinski to deal with and some other badass women. So I think it should be interesting. Like, throw yourself out there and see how you stack up.
Yeah, fingers and toes crossed. We'll see what happens. But I mean, at the end of the day, even if I don't podium, I mean, there's amazing racers out there, so I won't be disappointed. And I mean, that's the hope, that's the goal. But whatever happens, I have to just remind myself, like, there's amazing racers out there, and just work harder and shoot for it again, maybe next year.
Absolutely. And then most recently, last weekend, you ran the Mud Gauntlet. So was this your first exposure to Newbsanity?
Yes, it was, which is crazy because I'm from that area. I had no idea that they were there. And I mean, I guess I probably wouldn't even have done it if I had known years ago, because I wasn't doing OCR. But that course, that was a challenging course. I got to say, the obstacles there were awesome, like very challenging. And it was amazing. I loved it.
So how did you find out about it? And I guess how did it go for you?
So I found out because I want to say maybe Gabe had shared it, or I saw it either on Instagram or Facebook somehow, because I wasn't following their page for a while. I just started following them. And then I saw that they were doing the race giveaway. So I was like, I'll enter this. I had to be back home that weekend anyway. My cousin's daughter turned 2. So I had to be at a birthday party that afternoon. So I was like, all right, if I win the race entry, I'm hitting the race in the morning. I'll clean up, go to this. It was a tutu party. So it was like mud in the morning, tutus in the afternoon. And then they hadn't announced the winner there on May 1st, like they said. So I commented on one of their posts. I was like, has the winner been announced? So I don't know how I ended up being picked. I don't know if that was like the push or what, but I was very glad that they did pick me, because I really wanted to do it. And I ended up, because I'm about 2.5 hours from home. So I drove home Friday night, which I was so torn because my daughter had a track meet, and I hate missing their stuff. Like, if I don't have to, I don't want to, but I was like, I can't drive 2.5 hours in the morning and jump into this, because I knew the weather was going to be really cold and crappy. I didn't want to be tight. So I was like, I'll just do an overnight. Miss me. I hated it. But so I stayed overnight and hit it in the morning. My parents, I told them I was doing it. They did not tell me that they were going to come.
Oh, fun.
And I was doing that little warm up loop they got. And I went back to the truck. I was tying my shoe, and I turn around, and there's my dad. And I was like, oh, like, you guys are here. And they've always, if they can make it, they're going to. So they've been a huge support my whole life too. But so that's kind of how I ended up at the race.
That's fantastic. So Newbsanity has been around for a long time. I've always seen them as a place that not only has an incredible community, but since it's a permanent course, like, they're not in any danger. Like, they're doing very well in the sport. And they're constantly building and innovating and making more impressive obstacles. So you don't have to name the name of the obstacles. I don't even know if I remember them anymore. No. But what were some of your favorite obstacles that you got to take on the course?
So I do remember this one. It was the rat trap. It's the one, it's actually my profile picture right now with the rock wall. So it took me a minute. I'm so short that my height is a huge disadvantage on so many things. And it's so frustrating because I got there and like everything's wet. So in order to like reach up and like grab that, I kind of was like, my arm is just long enough. So I had to like continue to like adjust myself. So I spent a minute on that one, which was a little bit annoying to myself. But
real quick on that too. On the way down, though, it might be easier as a smaller person, because I remember getting my big butt stuck, like trying to get down the damn thing.
Oh, no. On the way down, it was like really easy for me. That one I loved. And then I really liked it was the warped wall with the rope.
Yeah.
That was another one that
Rip
I
curl.
got. Yes. So I got kind of stuck there on the rope because it doesn't go all the way up and over. So it only goes like just so high. So my hand's here. And another one where like to reach up and over, my arm was like, and I didn't want to like fall because I didn't want to have to run at it again. So me in my like panic mode, I'm like fumbling with my feet to get my feet right on the rope. But I did it. And honestly, I really liked that one because it, like all the upper body strength, it's something my coaches had been having me work on. So it was like kind of nice to be like, okay, I was strong enough to hold this rope for a very long time. Somebody had said to me, because I ended up like straight arming after like getting up and not being able. And then like I straight armed and then pulled myself back up. And they're like, I've never seen somebody do that. It's like, there's no way I was dropping from this, but I really liked that one too.
For those listening to, it's like Savage Race's Colossus, but bigger. Like rip curl is a serious obstacle. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that one.
Yeah, it's a fun event, and Jared Newby and just the rest of the crew are just super cool people. Did you get to meet like some of their like elite people and the people that run the race at all there?
So I ran into Doreen. I cannot think of her last name, but I kind of saw her.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest, but
she's phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't racing it though because she had a competition, I guess, the following week, and she said, "I'm kind of dealing not an injury, but like didn't want to like do too much." But I saw her, and Kevin LaPlante was like, "Oh, this girl's going to be there, and she is a monster. Like she's good." So
it's her home course too. Yeah.
So I was kind of like looking, and I didn't really like see anybody that looked like her. So I was like, oh, maybe she's not here. And then she was there. She was doing coffee or something. So I kind of was like, hey, are you Doreen? And I kind of like introduced myself. So I got to chat with her for like a second, not super long or anything. And then I believe her name is pronounced Anna, not Anna. Anna, the one that came in second.
Okay.
Looking at Newbsanity's page, I think she's a regular there. It seems like she is. She was, she caught me there at the end because I took so long on those obstacles, but she kept me moving. I'll tell you what, I was at the end there, I got a little scared. I was like, I held first this long. I was like, I can't, fall now. But yeah, she kept me moving. That was really cool.
If I remember correctly, and I'm sure it hasn't changed too much, there's an obstacle. It's basically like 5 walls in a row, all at varying angles,
yes.
like a hand of cards or something like that. How fun is that? I mean, it's just walls, but like they use them in a unique way.
So they have the tall walls, which I believe are 10 foot, and then they have short walls next to it. So I'm sure you can guess which ones I had to do.
Fair.
But if you do the short walls, you have to do it twice. So, which is fair, So I did the short walls twice through. When I got up to the walls, I looked. I was like, can I jump? And I was like, no. That's where my height is a huge disadvantage. Like,
you can only jump so high. Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about the Spartan walls that are 8 foot, and I was like, that one, and at least they have that, the little step. Because I'm like, I don't know if jump from the ground, I could just get it, So I was like, there's no way I'm doing this 8 foot wall. So I did the short walls.
And there's not like too much room to like run between the walls too, so that also makes it difficult. You can't get like a running start for it.
Pretty much hop over, take a step, do the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something. Really run up. That's something that I love so much about Newbsanity too, is that like there's a great variety of athletes, because of that too, they have obstacles like peg leg, where there's like 3 different lanes of like varying difficulty. And for the elite side, okay, if you have to do this side, you have to do a tire carry in addition to this. If you do this, you have to do this. So did you feel like everything was weighted properly with that?
I did. I actually really appreciated that because with women, I will admit, and men are sometimes more physically able. So I liked that, like for the wall, the one with the rope there, I liked that they gave us the first 2 lanes where if you do one of the 2, you don't have to tire carry, which is why I was like, I'm not falling off this wall. Yeah. I don't want to carry a tire. So that was actually really nice. I liked that they do that. But I will say they did not have varying weights for the sandbag carry.
Okay.
Or like their sled pull. It was like you get to it, you pick, and it's all the same. And they were heavy. I was like, it's solid wood that you're trying to drag for the sled pull. And it was muddy as crap. So you had like no foot like grip at all. So I was like, man, they could have done a female one for this. But I actually really liked it though, because I was like, okay, this shows me like I am stronger than I give myself credit for. So that was, I really liked that.
And that's one of the reasons why like they up the weights and they up the difficulty and the obstacles of like the hardest lanes is that like if you can do obstacles there, you can kind of do them anywhere. I'm sure like Spartan is kind of, I mean, other than like there's a few obstacles that might be kind of difficult for Spartan, but the rest are kind of a joke in comparison to Newbsanity obstacles.
You know what? And I said that the other day. I said Spartan has nothing on this course. I was like, if you can do this course, like get into a Spartan because you can do it. Like, I mean, my biggest weakness is wet bars. Like, I just don't have the grip. Like my hands are a lot smaller. So it's hard to get like a good wrap around. So when the bars are wet, like, I mean, I've done more penalty loops because of that than I want to.
Yeah.
So and I don't know what the solution is because I work on grip strength stuff, but it's really hard for me to get a good grip. Those,
Speaking of Spartan penalty loops, while you brought it up, what are your thoughts on like that versus burpees? Because it used to be 30 burpees for like every penalty. Which would you prefer?
I think the penalty loops are more fair. Burpees take a long time. Like they can take a long time. So when you're like, when you have elites that are like neck and neck, I mean, yeah, you want there to be a penalty, but to do a full 30 burpees sometimes is like not equivalent to what the obstacle might have taken you. Right. So like for me, I do have a lot of speed. So like the penalties loops to me, I'm like, all right, if I fail this, I can sprint the penalty if it's not like up a hill because some of them are, you know what I mean? So I kind of like the penalty loops better. I've never experienced a Spartan where everything was a burpee. And two, speaking of that, like there's a lot less chance of people not doing all 30 burpees. I'm sure you've heard about that.
Correct. That's my main point of contention too, is that the penalty needed to be judged and then people were getting penalties for improperly doing the penalty. And they had to get extra volunteers, and we're already short on good volunteers, to sit down at a damn computer and count burpees. Like, oh, does that one count? Does that one count? And it just became really, I don't know, it just kind of tore the like officialness of it a little bit. So I think penalty loops are great. I would love if they didn't have a bunch of burpees for spear throw because I'm not great with the spear sometimes. So there's that.
No, that one's not fair because a spear, it's like it takes 2 seconds to throw it, and then you have to do all like that one. I feel is so. It's not like I understand they want to like slow you down a little bit, but like that one just doesn't seem equivalent at all. Like,
it doesn't fit. It's a like task, not so much an obstacle. It's like a different, not overly fond of it. But back to Newbsanity. Do they fill you in? Are you aware of like the other events that they have throughout the year?
So I did look at their website. So I do know the ones that they have. I don't know if I can get to some of them. Because I'm doing the Palmerton race. I think their next one is the end of June. It's their last man standing. I was like, I would love to do it, but knowing that I've got that other race coming up, I don't think I'm going to. I'm also trying to plan a vacation with my sister to go to the beach. So I'm like, family, that, whatever. But I think they have a Commando Cup, I think in September 21st. Yeah.
That's the one that I'm least familiar with. It's like a team event, and it just sounds like a really fun group of physical challenges.
I'm not super familiar on how it all works for that one, but it is that. So it's right after Killington. So I don't think I'm even going to make it back in time for that one because I'm going to go up to Killington. So I kind of stinks. I'm not sure which ones, if any, I can make again to this year, but hopefully next year I would love to do the Mud Gauntlet again because that was a lot of fun.
They also have, it's not an obstacle course race, but across the street they have the Extreme Ravine. I don't know if you've heard of that at all.
I have heard of them, yeah.
It's like just a 5K, but it's also like, there's like ropes on the course because it's such up and down and grueling. And just to make it fun, because Newbsanity, they're just weird, fun people. They have one where I think you have to wear like jeans during it. So there's like a whole bunch of people running jeans, and then there's the frozen 4-miler where like you're not obligated, but like you're just running a bathing suit and it's like in the middle of winter. And it's just like no excuses, get out there, have fun. And
those athletes there are tough. I'll get like seriously tough because no way am I doing that. I hate the winter. I hate it.
I've been wanting to come out for like their winter race too, because I saw that they do like a cold plunge as like part of the finish line. And it's like that sounds awful, and I would love to try that.
I don't know. It was cold enough at this mud gauntlet. I literally, the one, it was so deep for me. I ended up having to swim a few paddles before I could touch it again. And afterwards, I mean, you when you're standing around waiting, I even had a dry robe on. I changed, whatever. I was so cold. So if I did the winter one, I'd be doing it and leaving.
That's
want
fair.
to get warm.
And obviously, it's a small, more local event. How was the turnout for the event? Did it seem pretty full?
It was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent turnout. I don't know what they normally get, but it wasn't, it wasn't like a small, but it wasn't huge either. Like it wasn't like packed.
Right.
So it was decent.
Good. And so you said your race went well. You got a little hung up on rip curl. Did any other obstacles trip you up during the race at all?
Yes. I don't know what it's called. It was a monkey bar that goes up like this, and then at the end, I want to say it was a spinning one at the end.
Yeah. Is it kind of like, and if there's like a pulley and you're kind of like pulling up a sandbag, or?
I don't know. I don't know if there was a sandbag. I ended up not doing the obstacle because it was wet bars. I went to go do it, and I was like, there is no, like, I can't hold on. So I ended up doing the burpees for that one, but they only have you do 15. So it was, not as bad.
That's appropriate. The punishment more fits the crime there. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one hung me up. I couldn't do that one. And there was actually one other one that I ended up having to do burpees. I attempted it. It was a rope where you swing, and then there was a cargo net, and then you have to go, through under the cargo net. And then there was bars that you had to like go or whatever to like the net up to the top or something. I swung and my legs aren't long enough. I like couldn't get enough of a swing to like catch it with my foot. I like just got it. And then I couldn't get a swing again. And I know you can try it again, but I was like, whatever, I'll do the burpees. So I did the burpees on that one too.
Totally fair. What did you think about the award that Newbsanity gave you for finishing first?
I mean, I've never ran a race that I've won money. So for me, I like $500 is that's a good amount of money. Like that was amazing.
Yeah. And on the spot too, which is how it should be.
Yeah. I mean, he wrote me a check, and that was the day of. So, I mean, that was really cool that they do that. Like really cool.
Did you also win like half of a mounted shoe?
At the what?
Didn't you win didn't they have like awards of like a shoe?
Oh yeah. So they gave all the winners. It was an old shoe. They like cut it in half and glue it to a board. They didn't have the little plaque that's supposed to go on because the guy that does the engraving, I guess his thing broke. So they're going to mail it out. But yeah. That's
fun. And again, I saw that, just like a lot of the Spartan races, you wore the Team Wonderland jersey. So again, shout out to them.
Absolutely. Obstacle Wonderland is an amazing place, and I feel honored to be able to represent them. Like Gabe's awesome. All of the athletes there are awesome. Even if they're not an athlete and they're coming to help out, like it's an amazing community. Like I feel very blessed to have found them and to have been welcomed openly.
So something fun about covering their event when I did last time too is that I was interviewing some of his neighbors, and they're like, "Oh, he's the best. Like some of the money that he makes, like he just donates it to the school so they can get more water and this and that." I'm like, he's just a good dude.
He is.
Yeah.
If he can give back, he is.
Yep. And I guess any other local events or other events that you're planning to take on? Like, what does your 2026 schedule look like now?
So for the rest of this year right now, I'm going to do the Rise of the Obstacles at Obstacle Wonderland at the end of this month. I'm going to do Bethel June 6th. I'm not traveling to, Cincinnati for the series race. Right. I'm just going to, kids, money, to me, Spartan's not paying me to do that. So I'm not going to.
They used to back in the day, but yeah.
Yeah, it's too expensive now. So I'm not doing that. Maybe next year, if I continue the way I do, I'll try the series. But this year, it's just not in the cards for me. So anyway, I've got that one. I'm going to do Palmerton in July. Maybe I think Newbsanity has a race in August that I might try and hop into, but it's not on my calendar yet. And then I'm going to do Killington in September, and then I'll be at New Hampton on Halloween, which is my son's birthday. So I'm like, I'm going to hit this race in the morning, and then we'll do Halloween birthday stuff in the afternoon.
That's
and then I'll probably come back the next day for the sprint. most likely, just because it's so close and I don't have to do an overnight. It's like, I don't know, I think 50 minutes for me to get there. So I just leave in the morning, get there, and I'm up anyway.
It's not too bad. Not too bad. I'd recommend, and there's no pressure in checking these events out. By you, there's also, it's more southern New Jersey if you're ever in the area. Have you heard of Goliathon?
No, I don't think so.
So it's a little bit more ninja-y. You choose there's 3 variants of each obstacle, and they range from like super hard to like doable to like in the middle.
Right.
And you get like points based on like which obstacles you can take on. It's just a really fun experience, like whether or not you run it elite. It's like your race to finish time doesn't matter so much as like the points that you acquire on the course, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
There's also Fit Challenge in Rhode Island, although that's a little bit further. And then what's the other? There's another one in New York that I can't think of. Newbsanity, obstacle under the Viking obstacle race might be coming back too, and I think that would be in your area too. I think can't think of where that is in New York, but in the same area. So there's some other good local ones too, but.
Yeah, send them my way. I'm always trying to find something. I like to support the local races because if they're anything like Gabe, they're, they deserve it.
Yeah. Oh, and then one more, and this one's not a very competitive race, but it's probably one of the more inspiring ones I've gone to. It's called Gaylord Gauntlet in Connecticut, and it's at a hospital, which I've done hundreds and hundreds of races. Never did one at a hospital before. And it's put on by like the hospital staff, and there's nurses and doctors running with patients. And the patients, because the hospital specializes in like people that have lost arms and legs and this and that. So they have like a blind category. They have, an amputee category. It's so awesome to see these people cross the finish line, because they show up in the hospital, they see this event happening outside, and there's no way I can do that. And it's like, if you want to make that a goal, like we'll see you there next year. And it's like awesome. And
this year, cool.
This year they used to cap the event at 1,000 people. And I'm like, you gotta raise that cap. But there's so many people that want to be joining. So that's super cool. I think that's in like June though, so a little last minute. But
if you see a sign up or something, send it my way. I'm always loving to look into something like that. Because what does the money go toward? Like for like when I sign up, do they put it back into the
goes right to the hospital and patients care and all that stuff. And it's so cool. Like I got to interview the athlete and like their nurse, and like they talked about like what it was like seeing them like build back up from like a horrible car crash or stepping on an IED. IED. And like all these like crazy things. And it's like, and now they're just kind of all these different backgrounds, and they're all here to celebrate like what they can still do.
I love that. I love that. Wow.
It's good stuff. So start to wrap up. Any people that you'd like to thank, family, and a plug for your coach?
Absolutely. First and foremost, my sister. She is like my biggest cheerleader. When I am feeling like, I don't know, just down, whatever it is. I mean, she's my best friend. I would be lost in this world without her. I have to thank her for so many things. She's the reason I even started getting into track, because she ran it. I ran before that on my own. But anyway, I huge thanks to her, because honestly, she has been with me through every high, every serious low. She is everything to me. So I need to thank her first. Thanks to Gabe at Obstacle Wonderland, because if it was not for him and his course, honestly, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would have been doing this. His course is what got me into it. He has sponsored me a season pass this year, which means worlds to me. I've tried telling, I don't even have the words to thank him for that. I guess my husband, thank him, because he is supportive of, he's never told me no. He's just, if you want to do it. I'll be here. You go ahead and do your thing. So I have to thank him, because, he is very supportive in what I do, and never has been like, you can't do this. You can't spend this kind of money. It's never been like that. He's like, if you want equipment, the equipment I have in my basement, he was like, let's do it. You're going to use it. You want it. You need it. So a huge thank you to my husband. And my current coach, Casey Gilbert. I hired him almost a month ago now, and he has thrown stuff at me that I've needed it for the confidence boost, for the speed work, the strength, especially. Like, he really understood what I was looking for, and he's, working with me to figure out, like, okay, how can we get you to the next step, kind of thing. And he's willing to listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
And he's very open-minded on all of it. So, like, a huge thank you to him for coaching me.
Good. That's awesome. I always love a good coach.
Yeah.
And then where can people follow you on social media?
So I only do Instagram and Facebook. Pretty much just search my name. It's hard to know that it's not me, because I'm usually it's usually me doing an obstacle or something like that, or with my kids. But so if you just look up Jessica Carson, I should pop up right there, and you'll know it's me.
Yeah, and definitely worth a follow. I think you're going to continue to crush it in the sport, and you make parenting look very, very fun. So
parenting is so fun. It's very challenging, but honestly, it's the best job I'll ever have. I don't regret giving up my career for this for a second. Like, I mean, I'll never get this time back with them. This is like, I love it. And yes, there are days that I hate it, but like, no question, I would do this over and over again.
Yeah, well, that's a good place to wrap up. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and looking forward to hopefully meeting you at Obstacle Wonderland.
Yes, thank you for having me. I hope to see you there.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Jessica. Looking forward to meeting you in like a couple weeks, I think, right?
Where are you meeting her?
Obstacle Wonderland.
Oh, we're going to that?
Yes. Oh. We've talked about that a bunch.
Well, because we're going to be Memorial Day weekend, San Fran, and then
I'll be in San Francisco. You'll be in
Boston.
I wasn't going to be here until later. We were going to talk about that, but yeah.
Then the next weekend, you're going to do Obstacle Wonderland, and then the next weekend, you're going to do High Rocks in New York City?
Yeah, I know it. But that's why we didn't go to Newbsanity this week, because that would have been way, way too much. So for related episodes,
episode 161,
OCR America 2's Uncut Audio, days 1 through 7. That was in 2020, the first time I went to their compound that they have there. It was an unofficial event.
Episode 203,
Fit Challenge, Newbsanity, and more with Meg Julian.
Episode 228,
Newbsanity's Mud Gauntlet with the winner Ryan Brazilar.
And Sponsored Athlete.
Yeah.
Episode 242,
Fit/Newbsanity OCR Extravaganza, live with Rob McCoy, Jared Newby, Elites, and more. That was a really good one.
Episode 263,
Newbsanity's Night Ops and Fit Challenge Ultra with Aaliyah Emus.
Episode 282,
Matthew Gill on Newbsanity's Mud Gauntlet, Savage Series and Toughest Mudder Philly.
Episode 317,
Newbsanity's Night Ops with winner Nicole Lunder.
And episode 399.
339, Newbsanity's Last Man Standing with Esther Frostino. So I guess it's been a while since we've covered Newbsanity, so this is making up for lost time.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts, where Obstacle Running Adventures, and all the podcast players.
Yeah, you can leave a review wherever you want. Apple Podcasts, we will see it. We'll also see it on Spotify. And I'm glad I didn't forget it here like I did last time. But Gregory Bonacorso replied and said, "Glad you guys found the Spotify comments. We haven't met. I'm on the other side of the border in Ontario. And I have met Dave Claxton, LOL." Oh. Which is funny because that would have been my initial, like, oh, I wonder if he knows Dave Claxton. Yes, he has.
Wait, have I met Dave Claxton?
Yes. Oh, there's more. Thanks, Caitlin, for the beard compliment. I grew it myself. That's great.
Wait, let me see his beard.
Remember how you talked about it last time? You're like, is it weird that I'm commenting on his beard?
Oh, yeah, because it was so clean and long.
Yeah. Well, it's tough to tell from like a millimeter by millimeter picture on this one.
Okay, but like that man we met in person yesterday, yucky beard.
He might have been special needs.
And Lucy loved it.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
That's gross.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, but you must have met him at OCRWC, maybe?
Maybe.
Or that was that year that you came late and left early.
So and got engaged. Came late, got engaged, left.
Yeah. Is that the only time I've definitely seen him other times?
He keeps promising me pizza.
Yeah, and we're supposed to do a Deca with me and you versus...
No, me and Dave.
Yeah. And me and Rye. It should be really fun.
I think Dave and I will win.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll have to do the box jumps.
I think he would do the box jumps for me.
I think we'd have to.
Dave, if you're listening, will you do the box jumps for me?
Let's see. Should we do a social media plug?
Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Yeah. You can also support us over on Patreon. Join on the website and on the app, since Apple will charge you additional fees, and that's not fun for anybody.
I think next week it should be a Caitlin Extravaganza.
Okay, coming up next, Caitlin Extravaganza, because I'll be in San Francisco for a work trip. Caitlin will be in Boston, so we'll try to record something in advance, like a Caitlin
Why will I be in
Extravaganza.
Boston?
Because it's your birthday weekend, and because your family comes up, and
Yeah, because they didn't want me celebrating my birthday alone because my husband's abandoning me.
That's not how it happened at all. You always go to Boston.
I know.
If you weren't going there and your family wasn't coming up, then you'd probably go to San Francisco with me.
No, if I had more time off of work,
yeah,
I would go to San Francisco with you.
So now I have to go see Chonkers. Was it Chonkers?
Chonkers.
The big sea lion? I feel like I need to get that right after seeing Newbsanity 2. Zootopia 2.
Yeah. If there's no Chonkers video, don't come home.
Mm-hmm. That's what she wants for her birthday, she said. Caitlin, got a joke or a quote to close this out?
My quote is, fearless is an empty word. It means you're just doing things that don't scare you. Brave is when, despite the fear, you have the courage to take action.
Nice. All right,
Do you want me to find a joke?
If you don't have one, it's not the end of the world. While you're looking, going back to your earlier comment, Gregory Bonacorso, which we'll see if I get that right. Yeah, I do love the co-host roundtable mid-year. Dave reached out and liked that idea as well. And he's like, oh, you should have this person on too. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Who is that person? And it's from the other hybrid fitness podcast.
But we need a host.
Yeah.
It can't be me.
It can't be Caitlin.
I'm probably the least knowledgeable co-host. But I've run World Stuff is Mutter. And I feel like that gives me points.
Yeah. If you're talking about World Stuff is Mutter.
No, but I think like in the world of OCR, like I can say I've run World Stuff is Mutter and people give me like props for that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But I've also spent like hours and hours, like actually years dedicated to like figuring out like who everybody is.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like I think I've got that going for me, but that's about it.
Sure. I think you have more like old knowledge than most people, like from the old, like the glory days of OCR and stuff. Yeah.
My joke is, who is the best dog detective?
Scooby-Doo.
Sherlock Bones.
Nice. All right, well, that just wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name's Caitlin Ritter.
And we'll talk to you next week.
When I'm 33.
Yeah.
Ew.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast platforms
so you don't miss our future episodes.
We would greatly appreciate it if you write a review.
Reach out with feedback on social media.
And most importantly, share the show
with a friend or family member.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
His son's down for a nap. Hopefully, well, he's not asleep yet, but he's in there.
I just put the puppy down for a nap too, so.
Oh, a puppy.
Our paths have definitely crossed a few times, so I'm surprised that we haven't formally met before. But
yeah, okay. I see. Are you wearing an Obstacle Wonderland shirt?
I am, actually.
I could tell.
Yes. we'll get into them in a bit. Give me 1 sec. I got to grab a charger. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. Computer's definitely getting a little bit older now.